You are most welcome, my dear learners, to Primary 1 Literacy 2 lesson by Teacher Joel MALUMA. In today's lesson 4, we are going to look at people who provide transport services. People who provide transport services. In case you have any question after watching this video, you can call me on this telephone number or you send your question on WhatsApp. You can also use my email and I shall get to you feedback as soon as possible. Now let us look at people who provide transport services, and number one, we need to begin with a pilot. Pilot, have we ever seen a pilot? This is how they look like when they are in the aeroplane. And what does a pilot do? You need to be knowing some of these questions. So we are looking at air transport, and in the pictures here, we see the pilots there. What are they doing? We know that a pilot flies an aeroplane. So these people are the ones in control of the aeroplane when flying. Is this clear? So a pilot flies an aeroplane, or can be a helicopter, can be a jet aircraft. We have the means of air transport. So here we have the pilot. Is not one in an aeroplane, but they can be two pilots at the same time with a big group. There is the cabin crew, there is air hostess, and the other people that can be on board wherever an aeroplane flies. Next, we can now look at driver. You know, we are still looking at people who provide transport services. Here we have this person, and this is a driver. A driver drives a car or a train. A car or a train is driven by a driver. Then here we have this man. Who is this? So he is a captain. A captain controls a ship or train. A train has several components attached, of which one person cannot do the needful to take full control. So as a driver is driving a train, there is a captain who is trying to see what is going on. Even in a ship is the same thing. So here we see a captain, and this is a ship, trying to look ahead with binoculars to see, is there any problem? You see, on water, you need to get to know whatever is happening when around you as you are traveling. Otherwise, you may not know when the ship is capsizing, when it is sinking in the water. So several people are on board to control the ship, and as well as making sure that everything is safe. So a captain controls a ship or train, whereas a driver drives a car or train. Let us look at these people. Who are they? They also provide transport services to us. In Kampala and many cities or towns, we find these people. How do we call them? They are on motorcycles. So these ones, we call them border riders. Border was previously known as a Luganda word from Kampala here, or in Uganda. But now it became an English word when you check the new Oxford Dictionary, 9th edition. Border is there as an English word. So these are motorcycles, but we know them as border because they are offering transport service. So now they become border riders. A boda rider rides a motorcycle, or boda riders ride motorcycles. But again, here we have a person riding a bicycle. This one is a cyclist. A cyclist rides a bicycle. Are we together? Now, with a cyclist, let me first talk about bicycle. It's one of the means of transport, and we are looking at people who provide transport services. Now, one may ask, how does a bicycle come in? Yes, we have some places, even in Kampala, when you get to the side of Clock Tower as you are heading to Chibuye, Ndeba, you will see borders. These are border riders, but for them they use a bicycle, not a motorcycle. These ones can be motorcycle riders, can be border riders, whatever you want to call them. But even here we have these cyclists, or those people who use bicycle to provide a transport service. Is that very clear? Now I'm trying to think of how we can call them. Even you can come up with a name you give to them, but me, I'm taking these two. Now let us add on. We need to find, or we need to look at places where we find the means of transport. Leaving aside these people who provide, they are based in special places with their means of transport that they either drive or control. Now, starting with means of road transport, the ones that take people with their goods. One, we have the taxis, which are in the tax park. When you go to the tax park, this is what you will see there. All the taxis will be parked in there, waiting for passengers. So here we only find taxis in the tax park, nobody else. Then we have the bus terminal. You can also call it bus park. So in the bus terminal, you will only find buses like you can see. Buses from Western, they have their special parks. Buses from Eastern, the YY coach from Mbale, they park in Namayu. Then there is those buses going to Gulu and in northern Uganda and Juba. They also have their parks. So these are some of the places you can find these means of road transport. If you want buses, you go to the bus terminal or bus park. If you want taxis, a taxi can be found in the taxi park. Next, we can talk about means of air transport, and there we look at airport. With the airport, this is what you see in the picture. Here we see the word Entebbe, Entebbe International Airport. But is it still called Entebbe? Anyway, we need to find out. But what I mean, this is known as Entebbe International Airport, is for Uganda. So there we find the means of air transport. As you can see, aeroplanes parked in here. What other means? So we have aeroplanes, helicopters, jet aircraft, and many others. You can mention them all. This is something that we looked at. Next, we talk about means of water transport, and here in the pictures we see the places where we can find these means. Here is a ship loaded with containers. And where is it going to be offloaded from? Remember, I told you that water transport is the best type of transport for carrying heavy goods. Now, looking at these containers that you cannot count and tell me how many they are, do you think they are light? They are very heavy. If this was a vehicle, it would just break. If it passes on a bridge, it would just break. But since it is on water, the water will not get any effect. Now, ships come here, as you see. and they are offloaded. So here the containers, all these blue, green, black, what, they are containers. Like you can see, this ship is having hundreds and hundreds. So this place where we find the means of water transport packed is a port. So here is Port Mombasa. Mombasa is a port, so ships come and offload from here, or they load from here. Now, at the port is ship and ferry which can land there for offloading. But we have other places we know in our country, and there we can talk of in these places we find these small means of water transport like a boat. So this is a landing site, for example, Masese landing site. But even a ferry, I think, can as well land here, offload or load. So this is a landing site. Is for these small ones like boats, yacht, we have dock, they can land here. So what else can we talk about? We are left with one type of transport and the means of transport it has. That is rail transport. So among the means of rail transport we know very well is a train, and a train is parked at the rail station. If you want to see a train, you find it at the rail station. So there you will find very many trains. Here, this is Kampala. Oh, sorry. Let me first finish this. This is Kampala station. Yes, Kampala rail station. You can see just from here. So this is where we can find the means of rail transport. It is found at the rail station. So my dear learners, this marks the end of our lesson, and I want to ask you to find the activity of lesson 4 on the P1 Google Classroom. How do you join our P1 Google Classroom? To access the notes and exercises by using the class code which is below. I hope you have been seeing this and you have joined. So I want to say thank you for watching this video. My name once again is Teacher Joel Maluma, and here is my telephone number and email if you want to contact me. And I want to ask you to check out the playlist below for recent lessons you may have missed, or tap the button here to subscribe to our YouTube channel in order to get more upcoming lessons for all subjects. May God bless you. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.